Hello everybody and welcome to the fourth video in my art series. So, I guess I should start off with Happy New Year. 2024, a brand new year. It's gonna keep improving, but yeah, I guess that's about it. Hope you had enjoyed your holidays, as have I. To start off with this week, I've been drawing mostly more of my own original things, so less fan art, more originals. To start off this week, I have this drawing. There's not really much to say about it. Another wide landscape drawing with the character looking downwards. They're kind of looking, they're looking in this direction, right? They're looking down. They kind of have a sad expression. This time I tried making the hair more flowy. It has a lot more flow, like it's in the wind. And then for here, I just drew some butterflies. I actually just stole it from another drawing, but I just copied and pasted it and pasted them on here. For these ones, yeah, this one too. I tried putting them in there, but I didn't really like the color. It blended in too much, so I kind of like this, or where it's like inverted. This is something I got inspired by from Fire Emblem Awakening. I don't know if you've seen like Lucina art. And the next drawing, okay, this drawing was pretty rough for me. I just couldn't figure out what to do. Like, I tried using a photo background, it looks very stiff. And then with the face, I really couldn't get the shape right. It's supposed to be Hanako from Katawa Shoujo, but it really doesn't look like her in this one. Everything just looks very stiff in this one, very one-dimensional. The books don't look like they're really, they look very flat. The face looks flat. I just couldn't do this one. I didn't really like the way it turned out. Even the lighting I didn't like with here. I just couldn't figure it out. So basically what I did is I restarted the drawing. Over here you can kind of see a lot more, it's a lot different, right? The angle of the bookshelf is going this way. And from that, you can kind of see how the books look more three-dimensional. The bookshelf is here. The lighting is still in the same area, but I guess it's less dramatic. Not covering as much as the face, like over here. Instead, it's just covering like a little area over here. What I've noticed is like for this one, I feel like the face is too squished, right? A little bit too much, like too chibi-like. So I had to move it up. I had to move, and then like the eyes are really big, so make them a bit smaller. Everything else is mostly the same. Like I was lazy, so I still used the same like book, and I still used like the same hair. I just copied and pasted it and changed it up a bit. The ribbon is still the same. I just copied and pasted it, but for this one I also used like a white border. Like this. Just around the image. I think it gives it like a photo-esque feel. You know, like usually when you're playing like a visual novel, you have like a CG and they'll have like a border or something. So that's this one, but still I wasn't really feeling this one. So I did one more revision. This one is, I feel like, a lot closer to the character I was going for, because when I first drew it, I kind of drew like straight bangs, but when I saw the character, I realized that the bangs were a lot sharper. When I drew it with short bangs, it really didn't give the impression of the character that I was going for. So here, same as this drawing basically, but I just drew over the bangs again. I think it really helped out with making the character look closer to the original. That's basically it for this drawing. It just had like a library scene. Like over here, I used the same kind of idea, but I think over here it came out really well. Where with the changes that I did with the perspective of the bookshelf, and yeah, I think everything looks a lot more three-dimensional. It kind of pops out more. With the light rays, I kind of block them out like this. And then I have dust. Like over here, you can... Usually it's just... I don't know, I think it gives it a more lively, kind of lived in kind of feel. And then I use RGB for like, when I use RGB, I usually just keep the RGB on the background, and then I'll erase it around like the face so you can focus more on it. Like over here, you put RGB on areas that you don't want to show, and then over here it's like your focus, right? I think it makes it so your eyes are more drawn to the face, which is usually what happens anyway. But like when you have the RGB too, it really forces you to like kind of look away from it. That's about it for this one. Next one, let's see. More figures. Still the same idea with a circle, like the egg shape, and then another oval for the bottom. This one too, more figures. And this one, I did like full body sketches. I usually I look at like one or two, like a couple images on Pinterest, and then I just go in. I don't really think too much, I just kind of draw. This time I tried going for full bodies, kind of have more dynamic compositions, more dynamic poses, like especially with like the dress over here. Kind of see it moving, kind of flowing this way, the hair as well, and the wings kind of guide you as well to this direction. This one's like the same, but it's kind of like flipped. So the hair guides you here, the butterflies kind of guide you here, and then this guides you here. Dress as well. That's basically it for this drawing. Next, a lot of more headshots. Over here, clothes, more uniforms, more skirts. I really wanted to try get better at clothing folds, so you kind of see over here how this like folds down, over here how it folds up. That's basically it for this drawing. This one, I went back and did some more work on backgrounds. I went on Unsplash again, and I mostly just looked at it and tried drawing it, so you can tell that this is like, you'd find this in like a shrine. These are like some buildings, and then some flower or some leaves covering the top, some fruits or something, more towers, and then a mountain. You kind of see, they're just rough, so it's just little rough sketches just to get ideas across. This one's another building. This one's a street. This one is another tree. These are like little lanterns in the water. This one is a train station. Another background shot with trees and a building, and then mountains in the background. And then over here, there's just some leaves. Some like a little potted plant, and then some leaves that I drew. Next one, more figures. Over here, it's the same idea. Nothing really crazy for these. This one, I kind of did the other one where I used the pillowcase. I find that usually this one takes a lot longer, but it gets me more accurate, and this one I prefer when I want to do like faster sketches. And then over here, more headshots. Yeah. Next, more clothes, and you can really tell. Trying to get the folds, like especially in this one, and this one. This one you can kind of see. I don't know, you can kind of tell it's like, even now I can tell, you're like kind of lifting it. But yeah, that's mostly it. This one's like from the back. This one's like top down. This one's kind of under. And this one's under as well. That's about it for this one. For the next one, I tried doing more gesture drawing, like being more expressive with my gestures. I saw these images on Pinterest where I really liked that had some really dynamic poses. So you kind of see, like even the head is really small. I tried doing that, and then I kind of got tired of it. I don't really like gesture, to be honest. So I just kind of went back. With the slam, I tried going and using the pillowcase again, just because I think it's faster. Over here you can kind of tell this is like the floor, and then the character is like looking down at you. Over here it's like, this is the floor. And the character is looking up at you. Over here, just sitting. This one is like where this is kind of smaller at the bottom and at the top. And this one's where it's wider over here. That's mostly it for this one. For this one, I just looked at some more Pinterest references, and then I did some quick sketches, and then I just colored it in with some grayscale. So tried working more on the clothes as well, like this time, you can kind of see. You can also tell I've been trying to draw more shoes. Still trying to get better. It's kind of hard when you avoid them for so long, right? Usually when I first started out, I would just draw like the headshot. Let me see. You draw this and then you're done, right? Or you draw this even and you're just done with the image. You're happy with it. But here I am trying to do the full body. You can kind of see kind of where I'm weak at, right? I'm really weak at drawing shoes, drawing feet. For the last one, I took this drawing, like this one I really liked out of the two, and I started rendering it. So over here, you can see, it's the same sketch, and I just started coloring it. When I usually draw, I usually prefer having like a very small set of tools. You can kind of see here, for this entire drawing, I basically only use these 4 brushes. They're like my bread and butter, I guess. They're mostly just hard, soft, round brushes, but I feel like even with these ones, you can get anything. You can just draw anything with these brushes. It's just so basic, but just so versatile, right? I think usually when I sketch or when I line, I use this brush. It's like my favorite. This one I usually use for blushes and stuff, or like soft, if I want to add some soft light. So like over here, if I wanted to add more blush, I'd go like this. This one is usually for just like strands and stuff, or like really sharp details. So if you want to draw, you just go like that. Or here, you just draw a little bit. So strands or like small details, or just like over here, I would use it here too. And then for my last one, I usually just this is like my main brush when I render. You can really see it over here with the wings. Like you have a couple strokes, and this one like changes depending on your pressure too. The harder you press, the more you get out. Light, hard. And it gives this effect, this kind of wing-like effect. After I'm done drawing, I'll usually just add like an overlay, where I'll mess around with tone curves just to change the color. Or even color balance. I find like after you're done drawing, if you just mess around with the colors so that it can really change the impression of a drawing. That's basically all I did for this week. I hope you had a wonderful week, and I hope to see you again in another video. Bye bye!